Hey, what's going on everyone? Demetrius Mack here, and welcome to the first in my vlog that I call What Kind of Shit Is That? Now, basically what this series is going to be about is me picking some outrageous topics and then giving my view on them and, you know, how I feel they are just complete bullshit. So, today I'm going to start off this series with unfair stereotypes. I'm going to be going over some of the unfair stereotypes that I feel like we as a society have just got to stop doing, but we just continue to do it anyways, and it's kind of pissed me off. So I'm gonna go ahead and rant now, and I've got, I'm ready to go. I got my drink here, and don't worry, it's not, actual alcohol. I'm not planning on getting buzzed for this video at all. I just need something to drink to cool me down, because when I talk I get a little sweaty and stuff. But anyways, let's move on and start this video off right. The first stereotype I would like to get off my chest is the very unfair stereotype of that when your eyes are red, that automatically means you're high. The whites of my eyes get red sometimes because I work at night. Well, hell, let's just face it, I'm sleep deprived. Some days I just get, very little sleep. I'm tired of being stereotyped every time someone gets close to me, and it could be people who I don't even know, and they'll just be like, oh, like, are you high? And I'm like, no, I'm not high. It's just, my eyes are red, and I'm tired of having to explain it. I shouldn't have to explain that I'm not high to every damn person I come around. Why is that the first thing that we think of when we see somebody whose eyes are red, that person is high? Let me tell you something. The other day, I went up to the car wash. I pulled up to the car wash, and this nice young lady, walks up. She's like, okay, what type of car wash you doing? What are you taking? And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get this and that. And then, as she got in closer to take my money, she was like, are you okay? And, I was like, yeah, I'm fine, actually. The way she started that off is gonna be either about my eyes being green, or it's gonna be about my eyes being red, bloodshot red. So I, particularly asked, like, what do you mean? Like, I'm fine. He's like, your eyes are super red. Are you high? And I was like, no, I'm not high. I'm just, it's just my eyes are red. Like, I work at night. I didn't get that much sleep today. I'm sorry. You know what she did next? She did this. She just.
What kind of shit is that?
First of all, you're gonna disrespect me that when I tell you something that I'm not high, that I'm not, intoxicated in any sort of way, that you don't even give me the respect to believe me. You just give me this. What's some mystical force, like, push you in the back of your head and, like, snap your neck or something? Like, what the hell is this? Like, that is one thing that just irks me, is these quirky little moves that, like, people do when you tell them something and they just don't believe you, or they don't know what to say. And that's one of them. Another one is when you ask somebody a question and they don't know how to answer, and they go like this, like, what the hell is that? What, are you being possessed? What shit? Are you having a stroke? Are you trying to communicate with me? What is that? Like, come on now. The next thing I would like to talk about in unfair stereotypes is one that just irks my soul. It simply is just disgusting to me, and I am sick and tired of it. I am a California man, born and raised, and I am sick and tired of when someone from out of town, out of the country, out of wherever, not from here, you spark up a conversation with them or whatever, and you ask them, where are you from? They answer, and then they ask you, where are you from? And you say, oh, I'm from California. And then they'll be like, oh, so you're from, like, LA? No, I'm not from LA at all. I am from California. I didn't tell you where I'm from. So, so do you live by LA? No, I don't live by LA. You tell them, wherever it is you live. Like, okay, Oakland. Yeah, I live in Oakland. Is that by LA?
Boy, if you don't get.
God damn it, no, it's not by LA. Shit. Like, what is this fascination of being stereotyped that when you tell someone from out of town or whatever, that when you tell them you're from California, that means you live in Los Angeles or the Los Angeles area. What the hell? We got shit up here in the Bay Area. We got a whole plethora of things. We got Silicon Valley. We got San Francisco. We got Oakland. We got a whole bunch of things. And don't even let me get started on our sports teams. If you're coming from somewhere out of town and you're coming from a place that's not much of a sports town and you haven't really been into sports, you are going to be in heaven once you get out here, because we have just a wide variety, a wide range of sports teams that you can pick from and just have a go at it. We got the Sharks. We got the Raiders, the 49ers, A's, Giants, and the Golden State Warriors. So have at it. Anyways, getting back to my point, I just want to know why it is so, like, Californians are being stereotyped of every time you mention somebody lives down in, California. When you tell someone from out of town, you live down, in California, they're going to be like, oh, you must live in LA. I just don't get it. But you know what? Come to think of it now, that must happen all over the United States. If you tell someone you're from Florida, they're probably going to think that you're from, where? Miami. If you tell someone you're from New York, they're going to think you live in New York City. Even if you don't specify New York City, they're just going to be like, oh, you know what? You must live in New York City. So I'm sick of out-of-towners from wherever it is not knowing more than the cities that they see on TV, because that's what it's starting to look like. It's starting to look like people only know like the places where they see on TV, so they're gonna automatically assume the biggest cities are where everybody lives at, which is incredibly stupid and incredibly terrible to think of. Just don't do it. It's stupid and it needs to stop. It just needs to stop. And for my last stereotype, this is the worst. This is the worst one of all. And it is the same old repetitive, back in my day, generational bull crap. It's like, what, like, really? Like, you're gonna try and say that? You're gonna try and say, oh, back in my day, there wasn't this and that and that. Every damn generation has atrocities that they have not atoned for and that they have done and that they have moved on from, and I feel like it's just going to continue to be that way. So to throw that crap, back in my day we didn't do this and this and that. Well, guess what? Back in your day you did this and this and this, which is really terrible. And guess what? In the future from now, there's stuff in this generation that's really terrible that the other generation will be like, wow, like, you can't criticize us because, back in your day you guys did terrible, terrible things. And you know what? Some people's argument of that was like, well, you know what? Some of the horrifyingly destructive atrocities that we did back in our day aren't quite as bad as your horrifying, destructive atrocities that you guys did. So you know what? That makes us clear. That makes us better. That makes us, a little bit better than you guys. How? Explain your damn self. How does that make you better? Because what you did is a little less terrible than, than what we got going on now. I mean, there's no explaining it. I mean, there's no damn making up for World War II, that generation. You can't criticize the previous generation for that, because before that, there's a whole bunch of other stuff too. Slavery, and then, let's just go in a little bit of a chronological order here. In the late 1800s, we had slavery, moved on from that to the early 20s, 30s, 40s, whatever. We had the world wars. Those are absolutely terrible. Those two generations, they can't criticize each other. Then we move on to, like in the 1950s, 60s and everything, with all the crap that's been spewed throughout this country, the Jim Crow, all the segregation, all the terrible things. They can't criticize the previous generation before them, because guess what? They were pretty terrible too. Then we get more up into modern day era. We get up into our generation now. What the hell can we criticize that our predecessors have done? Because we aren't innocent either. Shit, we're not. Let's face it. In the future, guess what? There's going to be another generation, and I swear to God, there's going to be some people from this current generation now, who are around my age, who are going to be talking like, back in my day, this and this and that. Well, you know what? How the hell are we supposed to explain to the future generation that back in our day, we were so much better when we literally killed marine life by exposing it out of water because we had to take selfies with it.
Bruh.
There's just no getting past it. Each generation has done terrible things, so let's just stop with the back in my day stereotypical crap. It's just terrible, and it's just an invalid argument. It truly is. So that's my little rant for right now. There's some unfair stereotypes that I believe this just need to be abolished because they're just stupid and they don't really benefit anything. Yeah, they need to go. So make sure you guys like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Videos like this will be coming out bi-weekly, meaning I will be releasing these type of vlog videos for you guys every 2 weeks, so make sure you stay tuned for that, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Until then, I'm Demetrius Mack, and I'm out. Peace.